Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Reverend Barry from the Badass Bandleader Show. As you can see, I am on the beach. If you listen to the podcast, you probably wouldn't see that, but you could hear the water in the background. I am in Naples, Florida, and it's about 8:30 in the morning. And here in the background, you can maybe sort of see, probably not really. I'm at a resort, and the reason I'm here is because we're doing a showcase for the Florida Festivals and Events Association. And I'm actually here for 3 days. The band is going to come down here tomorrow night and do the showcase. We're going to play for 30 minutes. There's going to be about 350 people seated in this showcase room where they're going to have a full stage, full PA. It's a real nice system, and we're one of 3 bands that are going to play tomorrow night, and we've got kind of the headlining slot. So we are super stoked about that. But here's why we're so stoked about it. It's because the Florida Festivals and Events Association represents, it's basically all of the municipalities, mostly like cities and counties or whatever, that put on festivals throughout the state. And they hire bands. They hire lots of types of entertainment, actually, other types of performers, dance troupes, all these kinds of things. And so, in fact, the average attendee to this particular event, they apparently they do as 11 festivals per year, and they have like a $500,000 budget or something to that effect. I mean, their numbers are kind of crazy. So, and actually this year they have the best attendance they've ever had. So we are very excited about where this could lead, as far as getting us booked all around the state at various festivals. We love playing festivals. If your band has done that, I mean, they can be a lot of fun because you're usually playing in front of thousands of people. Not all the time, but but the better festivals, I mean, they're going to have thousands and thousands of people there. And what we often find is that we pick up a lot of new fans, because there's a lot of people who like to watch live bands, but they don't really like to go to nightclubs. They don't like to go to bars. They're kind of over that scene, or maybe they got family now, they got little kids, and they kind of got out of that scene. So they see you at a festival, they enjoy your music. And with us, what we find is that we sell a lot of merch. Now, in fact, you can see I'm wearing my band's new hats. I'm totally stoked about these hats. Had these things embroidered. Just got a shipment for the first time last week. And they were not exactly cheap. We paid like $10 for these things, so we're going to sell them for 20. See if we can make that happen. But anyway, so we do tend to sell a lot more merch. I haven't had much luck selling t-shirts and hats and stuff like that in bars. But a lot of times when you play festivals, it's the opposite. We sell a lot of merch. So we like playing festivals. Plus, the other thing too is that it's a lot of times you're playing early. You're not having to play till 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning like you do at a bar. Sometimes you're playing till 6 in the evening and the whole festival's over. Maybe you play for 90 minutes, and that's even considered kind of a long set, and then you're done. And then a lot of times they'll provide full back line. It's getting noisy over here, calls little birds. There's a bunch of birds over here. I'll see if you can see that in the background. I'm gonna go ahead and turn around. So what we find is just festivals are just, we enjoy it because, they provide full backline a lot of times. We just show up, we just bring our instruments. They've got amps and drums and all that stuff there, and, all that. And some festivals tend to pay pretty well, especially for the amount of time that you put into them. Because again, a lot of times in bars, you're being asked to play 3 or 4 hours and making, hopefully you're making more than $100 per man, but that's kind of the standard. In fact, I've heard in some places around the country, they're not even paying $100 per man, which is completely ridiculous to me. But again, I am Reverend Barry, and this is the Badass Bandleader Show. Our band has actually been able to figure out how to get paid a lot more by selling tickets to our own ticketed events, and we've been able to make anywhere from $2,500 to $4,500 plus per night selling tickets to our own shows. In fact, we're selling tickets right now for 2 of those types of shows, and they're doing pretty well. So if you want to know how we do that, go to revclass.com. That's REV as in Victor class.com, and check out that video where I explain everything. But what I can say is, back to the festivals. The festivals sometimes can pay pretty well. We had one time where we played a festival like at noon on Independence Day, on July 4th, on Deerfield Beach, and they paid us like $2,500. We actually had enough time that we drove back to another place and played that night. We had 2 gigs in one day. It was kind of brutal weather-wise. But anyway, so that was a holiday. But again, we played for 45 minutes and they paid us $2,500. Don't get those too often, but those things do exist. So the premise of my, still a title of my video here today is, should your band play showcases? Because we actually had to pay to be in this event. I don't know exactly how much we had to pay. We actually have a booth at the event. So we actually, I paid, I think I want to say $350 to have a booth here. And it's just basically, we have a TV set up and on the table. It's putting the video on loop of the band. I've got some banners and stuff and some flyers that I put out. And actually, we have a manager for the band that does our booking. And so he's actually sitting in the booth. He's not there 8 hours a day or anything. And then we're doing the showcase, but we had to pay to be in the showcase. And I think we even had to pay a submission fee to even be considered for the showcase. Thankfully, we got the gig. And another thing that I did is they put out a call to see whether or not, anybody, because I joined the organization. And see, that's the other thing. You don't have to join the organization to do the showcase, but I had a feeling that the chances were probably a lot better that we were going to get booked for the showcase if I was a member of the organization. Don't know that for sure, but I wasn't going to take any chances because I knew that this event could be worth thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to our band, and could, just get us exposed to all different cities throughout Florida, sell a ton of merch, generate a lot more fans. So I was willing to take that risk. Now, I do know that there are band leaders, bands out there who have a mindset, we're not going to pay to play anywhere. We're not going to pay to play a showcase, or we're not going to play anywhere for free to come down and play for 20 minutes or 30 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever the case may be. I think that mindset, now, the whole pay to play thing, that's a different story. That's, should you go on tour with the band and pay to be on the tour? That's a completely different thing. It's usually not for cover bands anyway. I'm talking more about showcases where they're saying, we're going to put your band in front of people who are buyers that could put you on stages around the state or whatever the case may be. Should you do that? Absolutely. Obviously, I'm here. I'm taking the risk because I believe that once the buyers for these events see our band, see us play for 30 minutes, because that's all we've got on Thursday night, and we had to be voted in. There was only 3 bands. I'm sure there were tons of applications. We were one of 3 bands that got in. Should we? Absolutely, we took the risk because, no risk, no reward. So if you have that mindset, like, I'm just not going to do it out of principle, like I don't pay to play anywhere, I don't play for free to showcase our band, I think that's a naive mindset. Because, now I think there are certain situations where maybe you could be taken advantage of, and maybe that's why people have that attitude sometimes. But in this case, I asked around a lot about this event, and I was told by numerous sources of people that I trust that said, our band got booked like crazy at that event. It's absolutely, if you can get the showcase, if you get voted in, it'll be one of the best things that ever happened to you. So, I think that you do have to take risks. And another thing, they actually put out a call asking for people that would be interested in speaking at the event that were members. And it turns out that I do have a Facebook advertising certification that's pretty high level. I do a lot of Facebook and Instagram advertising. So I volunteered basically to teach a seminar at the event on Facebook advertising. And sure enough, they accepted my application. So I'm actually going to be speaking at the event tomorrow around 10 o'clock in the morning. And then that night we're playing the 30-minute showcase. It's going to be an exhausting day, but I look at it, see it's going to be really rewarding. Now, you're hearing me, how does that apply to me? It really, I think what I'm really saying is just be creative. Think about to be a badass band leader, what does it take? You have to be creative. You do have to take risks. You have to think outside the box. What could I do to get the name of our band, or to get somebody of influence and position to listen to us, to watch us, to get us booked, and think outside the box. So me doing this, I'm speaking for an hour and 15 minutes, and it's taken me hours and hours just to put the presentation together, and I put a lot of work into this. Plus I'm at this event for 3 days. I mean, it's a super nice resort here on the beach, so that's not so bad. But still, I'm away from my family. It's cost a lot of money for the rooms and everything, but I feel like the payoff is going to be huge. So should your band do showcases, the right showcases, absolutely do it, and let the other bands who don't want to do it out of principle, just let them not do it, and you get all the gigs. So thanks for watching. And if you want to learn how you can get your band to do ticketed events and get paid serious money just to play bar gigs selling tickets, go to revclass.com. That's R-E-V as in Victor, class.com. There's a video that spells it all out, exactly how we do what we do. And let me know what you think about that video, or just any topic. Go ahead and send me a message through the message link and say, hey man, what do you think about this? Or what do you think about my band? What do you think about this situation? And maybe I'll make a podcast episode about it. Thanks so much for watching. Talk to you later.